Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video we will see that how to implement API versioning, or API versioning allows you to evolve your API without breaking existing clients. Yes guys, if you want the backward compatibility, so you should always opt the API versioning as well, or it keeps your safe API evolution and support multiple clients versions. Along with that, it is the very enterprise standard level of practicing as well. Okay, so that's why we need API versioning. Okay, so let's see that how to implement this thing in our ASP.NET Core application. So this is the .NET app, .NET 10 application. Okay, or this is a very basic API that we will apply API version on this API. Okay, so let's see that how we do this. Or there are multiple types of API versioning is available in ASP.NET Core, but we will see one by one each as well. So let's see that how we can do this. So before you do things, okay, first you should have installed this Nuget package, which is the Microsoft ASP.NET Core.MVC versioning. So make sure that this package is already stored in your application. After that, we will be able to start working on the API versioning. Okay. So first, let me show you that right now I haven't applied the API versioning. So let's see that how the things looks like before applying the API versioning. Thereafter, we will do implementation of the API versioning as well. Okay, so uh, application is started successfully, or this is a postman, or in this postman I have added the endpoint here, or simply if I hit the request without any API versioning, there you will see the result is like we are getting some data, or API version is 0, we haven't implement the API version. Okay, so let's see that how we can do this. Okay, so let's stop this application, or we will have to do so many things, or our this topic is very important for all the backend developers, or all the full stack developers who wants to create the API and wants to give the backward compatibility to their APIs. Okay, so let's see. So the first API versioning that we will implement here, which is URL path based API versioning. Okay, so all these steps are very easy to implement. Okay, so that you don't need to worry about anything. So the first what we need to here, uh, we have the weather forecast v1 controller that I have already created there. And now let's create another controller. Okay, so that we won't face any issue. Okay, so I think I made a mistake here. Okay, so let's copy this controller, or I will paste this controller again. Okay, now let's make some changes here. So I have created the version 2 controller. Along with that, let me rename this controller file as well. So like this. Super. So it is telling me, okay, okay, I need some changes here as well, multiple files can't have same name. Okay, so this is where we have implemented these two controller, or let's uh, implement the URL based API versioning. Okay, so let me add the comment here, URL based API versioning. Super. Now let's inject our API versioning here. Okay, so builder.services dot add API version. Okay, now I will initialize with the options. In the options, we have to enable two three things. Okay, so first is option dot assume default uh, API version when unspecified. So I will make it as a 2. Along with that, I will define the default API version as well. Okay, the default API version, new API version, or you have to do same thing as well, or it is a very easy process. Okay, so you don't need to do anything here. Okay, just copy the things, like me. Okay, so like we have added the middleware of the API versioning, or let's see that how we do with the like URL based API versioning. Okay, so first I will add attribute which is the API version, or in the API version I will give here it is a version 2 controller, so I will just give the name as a version 2. Okay, or along with that you have to do the same thing as well. Let me pin these controllers so that we want like we don't need to find it anymore. Okay, so now the next is API version. I will opt the API version is 1.0. So this is the thing that we have implemented here. Or now we have to define the path as well. Okay, so just what you need to here. So first we in the, or now it's time to add the version here, API version, like this. Okay, so like we have defined such paths, or in this order we will send the API version as well. Okay, or let me show you that how the things should work. Okay, so we have defined the API version 2.0, or the path that we will use. Yes, like we need to use the path as a API slash v2, or thereafter we need to define the things like this. Okay, or if I define the way the path is API v1 or weather. So we need to hit the API in such order. Thereafter, we will be able to use the path-based API versioning. Okay, so we have implemented such things. Or if I check it here, or let me add the API version as well. Okay, so that we can confirm that. Okay, so like we are getting the API version 1 here. Okay, or let me add the response as well here. Okay, so like API version 2, or let me hot reload this controller page, or if I go here. So first let's check that are we able to access this endpoint here. So you will see that for offer, because we have implemented the API versioning here. Or suppose if I add the path like this v1, or thereafter if I send request, you will see the response is API version 1, because we have passed the version 1 API. Okay, we are trying to access the version 1 request. If I add the version 2, thereafter you will see that API version 2 response we are getting here. Okay, so in this way things should work. Or I hope same thing is working uh, s- on your end as well. Okay, so like if you have implemented the first API version, so congratulations guys. You guys are super excellent. Or let's see that how the things are working. Okay, so like we have installed this package, or this package ensures the things like it always map the endpoint to the particular API version. Okay, so this is why we are working with the API version. Okay, or we have like what you need to do here. First, you need to define the API version attribute. In this attribute, you need to pass the API version. After that, what you need to do here? Okay, like we have defined the route, like how the route should work. So in the route, like we have defined v, or after that we are checking the API version, or that the version that we have defined here will put up here. Okay, so this is how the things are working. Or let me explain you the things like whenever. So this is the middleware that we have set up for the API version, which is first like assume default version when unspecified. Like whenever the version is not unspecified, or it's default version. So so we have added the default version is 1.0, or you will see that the major version is minor version. So major version is 1, minor version is 0. So this is why we have added the version which is the 1.0. Or if I explain you another thing, which is like report API version. So like we have added here as a true. Okay, so this is how we work with the URL based API version. Okay, so I hope you love is I hope you understand the first type of the API versioning that we work in the ASP.NET Core. Okay, so now let's understand the another or the next API versioning that we are going to talk here. Okay, so the next version that we will use here, which is the uh, query based. Okay, so in the query parameter we will pass the API version. Okay, so let's see that how the things should work. Keep the things similar like this. Okay, after that you need to add another thing which is like API version reader, like how the API version should read. Okay, so the way we will define here, which is the query string API version reader. Okay, or what the property you want to access there, like what the value that you are trying to access in the query parameter, which is the API version that I will pass through the query string. Okay, in the endpoint. Or let's do some changes here, like I don't need to define this path. Okay, so simply I will just remove this thing. Okay, but let's remove the comment as well, like this. So like you see that how the things are very easy to work with the API versioning, or that we are using the API version 2. Okay, or keep the things similar as it is like me. Okay, so you see that how the things is the similar. Okay, so or we have added the API version reader, which is the query string API version reader, which is like we need to pass the uh, query parameter, which is the API version. After that, we will be able to access the APIs using the query string. Okay, so if I go there, or let me so first let's run this endpoint. We will see that we will get 404. Okay, now let's remove the things. Or if I try to hit this API, so like you will see that still we are getting the results because we have defined the things like this. Okay, but let's see that how we uh, hit the like how we get the API on the basis of the version. Okay, so suppose the version that we are trying to access here, which is the API version 1. Okay, or if I send the request, thereafter you will see that we are getting the results with the version 1. Okay, or in this way, like you can send the API version through the query string. Okay, or if I am trying to access the version 2 API, so you will see the response of the version 2 API like this. So you get an idea about that how the things should work, or how the like how the things are similar to the previous one. But the way we are we have changed here, which is the like API reader, is the query string based. Okay, so I hope you have understand about the query string based API versioning. Or interviewer can ask you that what is the difference between the query string based or URL based path versioning. So you need to tell the differences as well. I hope yeah, you can answer to that interviewer as well. Okay, so uh, if you have implemented this query string based API version, so congratulations guys, you have excellent, or like you have achieved the second milestone of the API versioning, which is the query string based API version. Okay, now let's move to the third milestone, which is the like header based API versioning. So let's see that how the header based API versioning should work. Okay, so let's go to the program.cs. So keep the things similar as it is, like you like whenever you work with the any kind of a versioning, so you should always need to define such things. But in case of the URL based, so you need to just you need to add the API version here. Now in case of header based API versioning, there is a small changes that you need to do here. You see that here, like we need to define and we need to change the uh, API reader as well. So okay, so let's see that we will define the header API version reader like this, or I will add the header value that I will try to access, which is the X API version. Okay, so like whenever I will pass this value in the header, thereafter we will be able to access the version of that API as well. So let's hot reload this application, or what we need here, we have successfully added the changes for the header based API versioning, or you see that the things are very similar, or very close to each other. Okay, so that you don't need to confuse in any part of the things. Okay, or if I send the request, okay, so you will see that still the things are working. Okay, so I think I need to restart the application so that so that we won't face any issues. Okay, so we have defined the API version reader here, or let's add the header as well. In the header, I will pass the header value, which is the X API dot version. Superb. Or if I define the version value, which is the 1.0, okay, or let's remove this query string here, or if I send the request, thereafter you will see the response that we are getting from the API is the version 1 based API response. Okay, so like you have understand that how the API version works with the header level. Okay, or let's do some change, let's try to access the values of the version 2, or if I send the request, thereafter you will see that we are getting the response of the version 2. So this is how we work with the headers API versioning, or things are still close to each other. Or if you have done this step, so congratulations guys, you have achieved the third milestone of the API versioning. Okay, or the things are very easy, or very wonderful as well. Okay, so I already told you that you need to install the Nuget package of the versioning. After that it totally based on the mapping as well. Okay, so we are defining the mapping here. Okay, like whenever the upcoming request having such values, so this API version reader will read the values. Okay, so right now we are defining the header best, so it will directly go to the header of the upcoming request, or it will directly check to the header. If this values exist, it will directly check the value, or thereafter it will render to that API of the that version. Okay, so this is how the things are working regarding the API version. Okay, so if you loving this content, so I just want to remind you that please subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this video to your friends, your colleagues on that way as well, or hit the like button. Okay, so now let's move to the next milestone, which is the media type based API version. Okay, so media type based API version. Okay, or if I what you need to hear, you know it very well. And if you know the answer, so congratulations guys, you are super smart right now. Okay, so now let's define the media type based API versioning. Okay, or in the media type, so I will just define the V, like I will define the media type as a V. Okay, or whenever the value is assigned to the V in the header best, so thereafter it will automatically check the things. Okay, so like I will just find the media type as a V, or thereafter I will assign the value there. Okay, or let's rerun this application so that our changes will fixed. Okay, let's remove this header value, or you will see that whenever you work with the postman, you will see a key that we use here, which is the accept key. In the accept key, you will have to pass uh, the you have to define the media type as well. Okay, so simply let's hide this thing. Okay, Now add the accept key. The accept that I will use here, which is the application.json. So we have defined the media type. After that, I will pass the API version, which is v1.0. So like in this way, we define the media type based API versioning as well. I know, guys, like you are still surprised that okay, like what the things are going on here. But the guys, like this is the fourth type of the API version that we use in the ASP.NET Core, which is the media type versioning. Or if I send the request, thereafter you will see that we are getting the response of the version 1. Okay, so let me show you something here, that we have defined the media type, which is the V, or the media value that we are sending here from the header, which is the like v equals to 1.0. Or if I define the version 2, thereafter you will see that we are getting the version 2 based API results. So this is how the things are working with the media type versioning. Or like trust me guys, like header based API versioning or media type versioning, like it's very similar. Okay, just the things should work like whenever you work with the media type, you have to define the values in the accept. Or if you are working with the header, then you need to define the header key. Thereafter you need to send the value of the API version. Okay, if you have done this thing from your side, so congratulations guys, you have achieved the 4 milestone of this API version. Or now let's move to the another API version. Okay, so let's or another milestone. Okay, or make sure guys that if you still watching this video, hit the like button guys. Okay, now it is a very important thing that we are going to discuss here. Or please keep focus while you studying with me. Okay, so combination versioning, I call it a combination based API version. Okay, so like what is the combination based API versioning? And it is the recommended practice for the enterprise level of applications. Okay, so make sure guys, like you have understand 4 types of the API versioning. So now you can add the combinations of your API version. Okay, so like you can send the versions of the API in the combination. Like I will show you that how the combination works. Okay, so what I will do here, simply in the API version reader, I will send here, which is the API version reader dot combine. Okay, or I will define like what the combination of the API version I will use here. Okay, so the combination I will use here, which is like suppose I am using the query string API version reader. Okay, or I will define the API version. Okay, so like first I will use the combination of query string API version reader, and the another combination that I will use here, like a header API version reader. Okay, like it's totally up to you. Like you can make any kind of the combination. Okay, but in most of the cases, like developers always choose the string or header based API versioning of the combination. Okay, so I will tell you that how this combination API works in the ASP.NET Core. So you understand like what is the combination best? Like we are using the combination of query string or header based API versioning. Okay, or it is a like a good practice and recommended practice for the enterprise level of the applications. Okay, or if I restart the application, or thereafter I will show you that how the combination should work. Okay, so let's remove the except here. Okay, or enable from here, like keep the things as it is as well. Okay, let's free up the header. Okay, so let's create the combinations. So first I will define the API version, which is 1.0. Okay, so like we have defined the and define the API version in the header. Along with that, I will define the value of the API version in the query string, which is the API version. Okay, like this. So like we have defined the API version as a query string or header values. Okay, or if I send the request, thereafter you will see the results that we are getting as a API version first. What if I do changes like I'm trying to access the version 2 of the API through the query string, or version 1 from the header. Okay, so I just want to ask you that, like, will this API work or not? If this API works, so like what the API version of the result I will get, version 2 or version 1. Okay, or let me show you the code as well. So like first I have defined the query based, after that we have defined the header based. So I just want your answer in comment box of this video. Think twice and thrice, or okay, or just pause the video here, and I just want to know your answer as well. Okay, so if I send the request, thereafter you will see an error, which is the following API versions were required 2.0, 1.0. At most, only a single API version may be specified. Please update the intended API version and retry the request. Okay, or let's make the things similar. Okay, let's try to get the response of the version 2. Thereafter, you will see that I am getting the results of the version 2 API. So like whenever you work with a combination, so make sure that you should always keep the same version everywhere, like while you are working with the combination. Okay, so I hope you have done this thing from your side as well, or congratulations guys if you have done this thing, or you have achieved the final milestone of this API versioning. So if you love this content, if you love this video, so I just want to remind you that please subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this video to your friends, your colleagues, or network as well, or hit the like button. Or guys, there is an important bit that I want to tell you, which is the so we have the our official website, which is the f2bstack.com. Please visit our official website, or find your interesting contents that you want to search here directly. Okay, so you can find anything here, so it's totally up to you, like how the things you want to utilize here. Okay, or I have created an Instagram page for you as well, like for the latest updates regarding the videos or technologies. So just found my Instagram page. Let me open up the Instagram here. Oh, this is my official Instagram page, which is the F2B stack. So just follow my Instagram page here as well. Okay, so thank you for watching this video till here, or till then, take care guys. Bye bye, have a good day.